All right, guys. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the contractor excellence there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're
Oh
good, bro.
yeah.
Awesome, guys. Let's go. So, contractor excellence. Why did I create that, right? I have a framework with contractor excellence. Now I'm going into from where was painting to full on contractors because we're missing something in our space, right? I want to bring trades back again and make it sexy again. I want to make trades to be something that you guys are so proud of what you're doing. Notice what these guys are talking about: integrity, meaningful. I want you to understand that there's a whole new life in here, right? So, we want to go from here. When you guys have this going, let's see here. The 7 contractor sales techniques. How do we not sell? Right? Why did I say that? How do we not sell? Because what happens is when people follow these sales gurus and they start learning sales, they sound like they're selling. That's why I'm starting off with how do we not sell? So I'm going to break this down for you guys. Like I said, start taking photos because I'm going to move very quickly because I want to fit this all in tonight. And this is new stuff you haven't heard me talk about. Have fun. We've lost the fun in what we do in life. Think about that. We stopped having fun because we grew up and we took on these stresses. We said, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur, that we forgot to have fun. Guys, when you get rid of fun in your process, guess what? You can show it in your body language. And I always talk about effective listening, tonality, super big, right? Have fun, guys. Tap back into this. You need to have fun in this process because if not, people can see it. I can't tell you how many times when I coach people, they come on a call and they're just like, yeah, Joel, I'm doing all right. What do you mean you're doing all right? What do you mean you're doing good? Why not great? Guys, we are in a world right now that is so easy to win, and you're sitting here, I'm doing all right. Why? Because you forgot to have fun. So the next thing I want you to focus on is the KISS method. We overcomplicate it, right, guys? I've been watching my boys come on this call, and I was like, hey, how do I create this new thing? I didn't create this slide until right before this call because I wanted it to be so passionate, so real, and I didn't want to repeat the things my boys brought to you because they already gave you the process. It's so simple. They laid it out for you guys. I'm not going to repeat it. So keep it simple, stupid. It's the KISS method. We overcomplicate things. If you guys want to know something of the human mind, the first thing we do is we want to complicate it. We think, oh, if it's challenging, it should be worth it, shouldn't it? That's not always the case, guys. And I'm here to teach you that just because it's challenging, that doesn't always mean that's the right thing to do. Keep it simple. In fact, the more and more I learn and the more and more I start these processes, the less I want more challenging things. I go, how do I simplify it? Because we live in a world of chaos. We live in a world of complication. My job is to give you simple solutions and find the opportunities in it. If you guys have heard me in the past, I always talked about fixed and growth mindset, right? We live in that fixed mindset. So keep it simple, stupid, right? Simplify it. If it's complicated, step back. My boy just said a drone, right? You're so in the weeds that you forget that you have to have a 30,000-foot view to make the right decisions for the people you are responsible for. Guys, I hope you're ready. I'm going to drop down truth bombs all night tonight because you need to hear what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. All right, guys? So keep it simple. That's what I'm starting off with. All right. Back in the day, I learned this thing. It was called an assumptive close. All right, guys? Some of you may not have heard of this before. Some of you might have. And I'm going to teach you my style of an assumptive close in the painting industry. If there's other contractors in here, you can utilize this framework as much as you want. Just change the verbiage a little bit, all right? So assumptive close says that it is a sales technique where a salesperson acts to the prospects and has already decided to buy. It works subtly, guiding the conversation toward the next steps. So for me, it's pretty simple. When I'm speaking to my clients, I always say, hey, when we get your project started, when we show up to your home, these are the expectations. I'm assuming the sale. That framework is already getting them to buy in that I'm the one that's going to do your project. In fact, I'm so psycho about it, I think I'm doing a disservice to you by you not hiring me. Get in that mindset, guys. You don't want anybody else to do their project. You should really think like that. You should really get in that mindset and go, if I don't do a great job here, someone might mess up their project. I truly believe I'm the greatest. When you step into that, and I'm not saying that to be egotistical, it's to show your people, your prospects, hey, I'm the company you want to hire, and here's why, right? So assumptive close. When we, not if, guys, if you start speaking in that, you need to change your verbiage. That's why I teach NLP in my program. It's called linguistic programming. I teach you the framework to get rid of the garbage. When you say, oh, well, if I get the project, if we can get started, you're already putting doubt, right? That's why it's called the assumptive close. It's so valuable that I assume the sale all the time. I assume you're going to work with me. Why would you call me? You clearly looked at my reviews. You clearly already looked into me. Now I just need to do a great job in my presentation. Right, guys? So that's the assumptive close. I gave you guys some framework here that you can use in the painting world. I don't use this all the time. This is just something for you guys to work off of, right? But real quick, we'll run right through it. Surface prep discussion. You know, when you're going over how you're going to prep the surface, this is something simple. We'll go ahead and lightly sand the trim before applying the finish coat. Helps with adhesion and cleaner look. Do you prefer satin or semi-gloss on the trim? Notice I'm assuming that we already got the project. I'm just walking them through, which is something I call the 7 yeses, which we'll talk down the road. All right, guys. The timeline setup. We typically start around 8 a.m. and finish up about 4 each day. Does this schedule work for your household while we're here? Yes. Right? I'm assuming I already got the project. I'm already setting the tone that, hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what you can see before we get started. Right, guys? So take a photo of this. Room order planning. We usually start in the bedrooms and move toward the common areas, so you still have access in your space. Would you prefer upstairs or downstairs? An assumptive close. I'm making them visualize the project. Oh, when Joel starts in my project, he's stating, hey, will it be easier for you if we start upstairs, or would it be easier for you if we started downstairs? I'm already assuming the sale. Write that down, guys. Okay. Next one. Like I said, I'm going to fly through these because there's 6 of them, actually 7 of them. Question close. The question close is a sales technique where you ask a question that leads the prospect towards saying yes. Asking questions. Right, guys? You cannot effectively listen if you're talking the whole time. You have to ask questions to lead them to the answers. You're technically having them sell you. That's the framework I teach in my program. All right, guys? Notice how it says right here, the yes, or identifying what's holding them back. It keeps the dialogue going and gives you insight into their mindset while gently nudging the deal forward. It's less pushy, right? Because if I ask more questions, they're the ones leading themselves. Well, you know, I actually wanted to focus on this crack right here. Oh, okay. Well, most painting companies, do you want this to be something that's long-term fix or short-term fix? Why is that important to ask, guys? Because it's going to lead you to another question and another answer. So they might say, oh, a short-term fix. Oh, if you don't mind me asking, why would you do a short-term fix? Well, we're just trying to fix it real quick and move. Bang. There's the answer. They want to move. Okay, when are you going to move? We're looking within the year. Okay, so is budget something that you're more interested in? Yes. Okay, great. Notice I'm overcoming objections in the middle of putting this framework together, guys. So when you get to the closing table, you don't have to overcome objections. This is why I'm giving you guys this framework right now. Boom. Booking the job. I'm giving you guys something real quick. While you're booking the job, does this make sense to go ahead and get you on the schedule for next week? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, great. Right? Or the next one, handling hesitation. Is there anything holding you back from moving forward today? They're giving you the answer, guys. Right? And last one, would you like to go with the premium paint that includes 5-year warranty or stick to the standard option? Notice in parentheses, I put pushes a choice between 2 yes options. Either way, it moves the sale forward. I'm never asking you a no question. I'm building the yeses. So by the end, you'll notice I'll get you to say yes. Right? And also, guys, when you watch my body language, when I'm doing my proposals and when I'm doing my walkthroughs, I'm constantly shaking my head. They're following me. They're mirroring me. Right, guys? So super important to pay attention to that. Next one's called a summary close. I like to call that a recap. I like to recap so that way I'm not missing anything. Most estimators, what they do is they don't do a recap. They build up the proposal, they show up, and then the customer goes, well, don't forget about the laundry room. Don't forget about this trim right here. Man, does that make you look bad? Right? So the recap is super important. When you guys recap, which they call a summary close, the summary close works by recapping the key benefits agreements discussed and smoothly moving to the close, right? Because not only are you building value, you're being precise, right? You're allowing them to start going, wow, you know, Aiden Smith and Co Painting. They have their shit together, right? The last two estimators forgot about the laundry room. He went to what do you guys call it? Gosh, I'm forgetting the app. The
Company Cam.
Company Cam, right? And with Company Cam, Brad Ellison showed us yesterday. He circled it, he pointed it out. Guys, precision's everything. Details is everything. What do you think? Someone wants to drop 10 grand on a job that you forgot about a room? They're probably not going to buy from you, are they? Very important, right, guys? So that's a summary close. You're going to recap it. So, job confirmation. So, we're painting the full exterior, including the trim, using upgraded Sherwin-Williams paint, and we're handling the prep with cleanup. You'll have a fresh look with a 5-year warranty. Sound good to get that scheduled? Boom. You're leading them, you're showing them, you're recapping them, and you're going to the schedule. You're going back to what? The assumptive close, right? So guys, this is all good stuff for you, right? Interior walkthrough wrap up. We've got the living room done, right? The hallway, the 2 bedrooms in the color you picked, low VOC paint. Why did I put low VOC paint? Painters that are on this call, a lot of my clients want low VOC because they might be asthmatic. They might have some issues with their kids. They might have allergies, right? So I'm highlighting things that are important to them. That's why I put it in this slide, because some of us forget about those things. Those are important, valuable things to the customer, not just the paint, not just the fact that you're going to just spray. To be honest with you, they don't give a shit about that. What they care about is that you're listening to them. Right, guys? So I understand that. Maintenance plan add-on. I took this from Nick. My boy Nick. I heard him one day and I was like, let me add that. I don't do that. I like this shit. This was good. He does like a touch-up plan, right? Where you guys can come back and it includes touch-ups. I don't do that, but I included this because, you know, my boy does it. Clearly it works. So why not? So I put a maintenance plan add-on. You'll have freshly painted surfaces. We'll caulk all the gaps. I'll throw in a free annual touch-up consult if you choose the premium option. Want me to write that up? Ooh, bang. Why would I say no to that? Give that to me. Yes, sign me up. You're the only person giving that to me. The last 4 guys didn't give me any of this value. Why would I even think about it? Let's go. That's your job, guys. Value sell. Listen, I want you guys to understand something and understand it tonight. It's super important. We all know you paint. Let's change that. Most estimators are going to sell the painting job. We are customer service representatives. We're here to make sure you are taken care of. You guys start changing your paradigm and start understanding that when you speak to your customers and they start to understand that you care, and that you're going to do everything that it takes because you're empathetically listening to them and you're able to recap and you're able to show them the value, that's what they're buying. Everybody else, they all paint. That's why I teach you guys, we're not painters. We just happen to paint, right? We are customer service. We are representatives. We are the leaders. We are people that are going to help you. We are your team. We are your partners. Guys, change your mindset behind your business. You are not a painting company. We're changing lives, guys. Andy Elliott said this at PaintCon last year, and that's why I love that Brendan's on here too. He says they're not leads, they're lives. That hit me hard, guys. Think about it. I remember, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I wasn't even ready for this, but I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. Years ago, when I first bought my house in Arizona, I went broke. Guys, think about this. I went broke saving money to put my deposit on my first home. I worked 16-hour days. I go back to that time frame. I close my eyes, and when my team says things, it pisses me off because they're not putting themselves in the shoes of the client. When they say, well, you know, I don't know why it's a big deal. Guys, I had to put all my money down, and it was a brand new build. I couldn't afford curtains. I had to buy freaking cheap curtains at Home Depot, those like those paper ones, right? I had to tell my wife I couldn't afford paint on the walls because we had that shitty contractor paint that you get when you first get a new build, right? I had to hustle a painter to do something for me. And when I worked in the car industry, I was at Henry Brown Buick GMC back in 2016, Arizona. Guys, I remember stories like that because why? It changed my life. I couldn't afford $1,100 to pay this painter. I had to drum up $1,100 just to paint walls in my house. I felt so weird. I felt so shitty to tell my wife, I can't afford it. So I hustled a deal through the dealership. Hopefully no one hates me on this with all that call. But I bordered, right? Like I bordered some stuff and I hustled and I said, hey, all I have is 1,100 bucks. I think it was like 3 grand. And then I told him I have 1,100 bucks cash. I'll throw a leveling kit on your 2,500 GMC, dude. I'll do whatever it takes. I can't afford it, man. Can you just do walls only? $1,100, guys, I couldn't afford because I put all of that into my down payment. Think about that. When you walk in someone's home, it's their last dollars. Think about that. Have some integrity in what you do. This is why I get passionate about what I do. Every home I walk into, I don't know if that's their last money they have. You better treat it as such. Because I go back to that day where I was hustling, working my ass off. I'm blessed now. I'm not in that situation anymore. But I will never forget that day. And I bring that up to you guys because sometimes we start making more money, we start seeing success, we forget where we came from, we forget that there's other people hurting, we forget that we're providing a service that other people are taking advantage. Just because you can charge an extra $5,000 don't mean you should. I have you on this call tonight because I have integrity here. People that spoke to you tonight, we all have that in common. Yes, I'm teaching you sales. Yes, I'm teaching you psychology because I want you to be better at what you do because I know you are great. That's why it's called contractor excellence. Step into that space of excellence and you will win. Period. And the story. But we need to change the industry and we need to be the leaders of the industry so that we can take care of people, right? That's what you're seeing a shift in the painting companies. That's what you're seeing the shift in the flooring companies and the HVAC companies. People are catching up finally and saying, we need to be great. Stop being mediocre. Stop showing up and just being okay. Right, guys? So, next one. Sorry, I went on a rant. I get excited. Now or never close, right? If you guys have never heard that, it's called the now or never close. It creates urgency by offering a limited time benefit, pointing out scarcity like schedule availability and pricing. It taps into that FOMO. How to use that? That's like newer terms for me, right? Um, and it motivates action, right? Now rather than later. So if you guys use this with your client, right? Listen effectively, and you're gonna go, okay, well, hey, just so you know, I've used this before because it's not a lie. Just so you guys know, I don't lie to my clients. We do 5 estimates a day for one sales rep out here at that time when I was doing it. I was like, hey, just so you know, it's first come, first serve. We do 5 estimates a day. I can't guarantee you a spot, but if you do it now, I talked to my production manager. We have a spot open for you next week, and you stated that time was important to you, right? What did I do? I recapped. I also brought it back to their forefront, the importance of what they told me. I didn't put it in their mouth. They told me that information. That's the now or never close. Now, guys, I don't usually teach this. I'm taking old school methods, but I'm showing you that when this becomes your natural verbiage and you understand what this is, it's reteachable. Right, guys? I don't want you to be like, oh, Joel said the now or never close. No, I'm teaching you, hey, you should know how to make it urgent. I'm teaching you how to reword and understand your people so you have a framework so that it becomes you. Don't sell just like me. You have your own personality, right, guys? But use this framework to make you a better rep, to make you better at listening so that when you practice, notice we talked about reps. When you guys practice more and more and more, this becomes natural. In fact, I forgot about all these closes, that it became a natural thing in my identity of that's just how I sell, but it's my personality now. So people like my personality. I'm not using these tactics. It's just natural. Like it's just psychology. It's just, hey, I'm talking to you. I understand the process and this is what came out naturally for me now. But I'm giving you what I learned in the beginning stages 20 years ago. And then I reframed it to have natural conversations and how to effectively listen. That art has gone away and we're bringing it back. You have to listen. We're just giving you guys framework. Okay, guys, use this. Teach your people, whatever else. Let's go. All right. So I gave you some stuff. Limited schedule availability. We've had a last minute opening on Thursday. If you're ready to move forward today, I can lock you in, right? Because they don't know what they don't know. Write that down, guys. If you don't know, right, they won't know. It's, guys, you have to bring it to their forefront. Always. Don't assume. Here's the funny part, right? Even though I'm teaching you an assumptive close, don't assume anything. And if you do assume anything, assume they know nothing. So you don't skip steps. Notice we talked processes. We're talking systems, right? Well, now I'm teaching you a little bit of psychology and sales and mindset with it. We assume, oh, they know what this type of pain is. They're like, oh, we use a DTM product. They don't know what DTM stands for. Hey, just so you know, we use emerald enamel urethane because it is a direct to metal product. Great. All right. Hey, understand that, guys. So as we go back, limited time bonus. If we go ahead and schedule today, I'll include a free consult. So that's like a value sell that we like to use. It's like a little bonus. Notice Brendan did that today. I had no idea he was going to do that. Hey, if you guys sign up on Joel's program, we are going to give you one free ticket to David Goggins and Andy Elliott. Oh my gosh, the value there, right? He just did that, and I didn't even know he was going to do it. But look, limited time bonus, live, right, guys? Adds extra value for quick decisions. It's a no-brainer. Guys, just so you know, I'm going to go back to this before, and this is how fast my life changed. Last year, I was hesitant. I've been under a rock building this business in San Diego for years. And then I was just like, oh, you know, I haven't been networking. I'm being a little shy, right? This is how fast I believe in energy and when you make a decision. I was hesitant to pay $14.95 for Andy Elliott's ticket for general admission. This was over a year ago. Watch how fast track this happened when I made this decision. I was like, dude, I really can't afford it. I just invested in this other business. This isn't working for me. I'm spending all this money, right? Fast forward, I start coaching for FMM. I meet Aiden, right? I get in the coaching space. I'm like, what is going on, right? My life is changing drastically based off making a one decision, investing in myself, right? And I'm a coach. And I'm like, I'm not going to invest in myself. I've been putting all this time in myself anyways. I was hesitant on that $1,500. Fast forward, I speak in Contractor Impact with Aiden and all these guys. Guess who's on that call? Andy Elliott. Had no idea he was going to be on there. 3 days before that, that was the event I went and I met Andy, and I'm telling him I'm speaking online with him 3 days after. Look at how the law of energy and momentum changes for you guys when you make a decision. It is wild. And watch how fast my life changed. September, I do a podcast with Andy, right? November, I do PaintCom speaking on stage. January, I'm in Canada speaking on stage with another. Like, guys, understand when you make a decision and you do it right and you're in the right rooms, things are going to happen for you, period. End of story. You have to get in that framework, in that mindset. Invest in yourself. Right, guys? Sorry, I get excited. So, pending the price increase, right? As we go back in here, you have to understand these things happen for you, right? And as I'm going here, I'm hesitant to do these sales. I'm hesitant to do these things. Well, it's never going to happen, right? You're going to be in this circle of thought process, right? So you guys have to get confident in these processes so that the people that are listening to you, that you're presenting to, go, man, they know their stuff. I want to move with them, right? Now, here's my favorite one, the takeaway close. I use this till this day, guys. Takeaway close. It flips the script by removing something from the offer and subtly suggesting the service might not be the right fit. Guys, I do this often. I'll tell people, hey, you know what? Maybe we're just not the right company for you. If I'm getting a weird vibe, you know, Aiden said it earlier, red flag energy. If I'm getting a red flag energy, I'm like, listen, you know what? It's probably best we don't even move forward, right? I like, and here's the crazy part. When I do that, they want to do it more. So then I up the price because that's the fee they're going to have to pay for being a pain. If I'm going to do the service, then I might as well put the extra fee. That's the only time I do it. Right, guys? But if I know that I'm setting up my team for a disaster, I literally say, you know what? This isn't going to work. I'm not even going to send you a proposal. I'm sorry. Because that's my job as a leader, guys. If you know already this is not good, don't do it. Okay, guys? But if you know, hey, they're on the fence, I need to do a little takeaway close, then use this, right? This was my favorite. And back then, we used to go in the gym industry, we used to call the GM and be like, hey, we need a TO. They would come over, recap everything, and then close the deal. All right, let me move a little quicker because we're running out of time, guys. I want to respect your time. Right, take a photo of this, right, so you guys can utilize this on the takeaway close. Then prescription close. Nick went over this yesterday, which is really cool. You guys got to put yourselves as a paint doctor. You would never go to a doctor and say, hey, I broke my arm. I think I need an inhaler. They're going to look at you and be like, you're insane. No, you don't need an inhaler. You need a cast and an x-ray and all these other things. No different than you guys when you do a prescription sale, right? You are the paint doctor. You have to educate your customers, build value, and give them a good presentation. So take a photo of this real quick as we go there. Super excited for you guys. Full service recommendation, all that fun stuff. Take a quick photo on that. I want to make sure I give you guys enough time. I know we're wrapping up. All right. Here's the last one. Ask for the sale. Those of you that are scared, I've heard a lot of phone calls, watch a lot of recordings. When they do the proposal, they go, so are you ready to start? That is the most horrible question to ask at the end. Please don't do that. Why? You're giving them an out to say, no, I'm not ready. Don't ask that question at the end. So in my program, in my course, I have the 7 yeses. I have a full build out. I just didn't have enough time to teach you guys that tonight. But in my program, it's called Building the 7 Yeses. So when I'm going over the proposal, I'm always recapping. Hey, you did mention that the setup station here was correct, and that's how you want us to do it and put all of our ladders and things in for safety purposes, right? Oh, yeah, that's fine, Joel. Okay, perfect. You did mention you wanted us to start top to bottom. You were good with our process, and then leave your office last since you're going to be working from home. That's correct, right? Yes. So notice I'm building yeses. So why at the end I would be like, are you ready to join? No, I'm going to tell them to get yes, right? So ask for the sale. It says ask to close, exactly what it sounds like, directly asking the customer to commit. So I got the yes questions. I'm building the 7 yeses. Yes, yes. I'm smiling. I'm giving them energy. They're ready, right? Let's go, let's go, let's go. And then at the end, I go, how would you like to take care of that? Visa, check. I'm assuming the sale. I go right for the ask. And then I shut my mouth, guys. Watch their body language. See if they look a little uneasy. See if there's something going on, right, guys? Super important to pay attention to that. Watch the body language and then overcome the objection, which I'll teach you in my program, in my course. Okay, guys? So write this down, take a photo real quick, straightforward, ask, all that fun stuff, because I want to give you guys an awesome offer. Thank you for sticking around. So I appreciate you guys. Here's the cool thing. What we covered: assumptive close, question close, summary close, now or never close, takeaway close, prescription close, and ask for the sale. This is a framework that I learned 20 years ago that I've actually started redoing and teaching my people that I coach one-to-one and in my group coaching. I teach you guys not to sound like that. We use these principles, but I teach you how to talk and how to ask the right questions and give you the right framework. But I wanted to give you guys this because most people are like, Joel, I hear you're good at sales, but I don't really hear you talk about sales. Because it should be genuine. It should be natural for you. When you build up this person, it should come out naturally. If you know your product and services, you're not really selling, are you? You're just talking. You're so passionate. It's meaningful to you. So that's why I wanted to teach you guys this, because I never really talk sales. So I hope this was valuable for you guys.